Best Christmas game ever. Batman Arkham Origins. 100%. When did I say this? I said this last year. Why did I say this last year? Because last year, I wanted to talk about Batman Arkham Origins. And I thought, hey, you know what? Best Christmas game? Definitely Batman Arkham Origins. One of my favorite games that I played growing up. And it's funny because to me, Batman Arkham Origins is like that little family member nobody fucks with, nobody wants to talk about, everybody ignores, everybody pretends that he's not there. He doesn't really exist. He's a little dickhead. Oh my God, it's the little bro. Get him the fuck out of here, dude. Nobody wants to fuck with him, right? It's fucked up. But nobody acknowledges Batman Arkham Origins. And I'm speaking directly to Rocksteady. And I know that they didn't develop the game. I know that. I know that it wasn't one of their games. It wasn't part of their story of Arkham. But when you look at the PS4 and you look for Batman, they have the Batman Arkham Collection. And they have Batman Arkham Asylum, they have Batman Arkham City, and they have Batman Arkham Knight. And they're all remastered for the PS4. You know what would be good to have is Batman Arkham Origins in that fucking story. Because canon-wise, you have the fans that argue it doesn't make sense, it introduced these characters to look a certain way, and it doesn't fit with the Arkham trilogy. But, I don't know, if you don't think too much about it and you kind of put them together, they're supposed to be all part of the same universe. They're supposed to be. Whether they are or not, or whether you think they are or they're not, I don't know. But they're supposed to be. You're supposed to have Batman Arkham Origins, then Asylum, then City, and then Night. That is the story. So why not? Why hasn't Rocksteady, why hasn't Warner, why haven't they come together and remaster fucking Arkham Origins? Why haven't we gotten a PS4 version or PS5 version now where you could play this game? Why didn't it get added to the collection of the Batman Arkham Collection Edition? I just don't know why it never got that treatment. The only way that you can play Batman Arkham Origins on your PS5 is to stream it. You have to stream it through the PS app. It's not like the PlayStation thing hasn't gotten better, but you never get it natively because it's a PS3 game. You know what I mean? They never had a PS4 version of this game. So you can't really play it good unless you have a PS3. Now, if you have a PS3, you can pop that hoe in and have a great time, of course. I could do that too. But what if people don't have it? Because some people, when the new console comes out, they sell their old console, they get the new console, and so on and so on. That's what happens. What if somebody only has a PS5 or they only have a PS4? They want to play Batman Arkham Origins, but they want to play it natively, like the best way possible. Well, you can't do it. The only way you can do it is if you stream it. But that's my point. It's just, they make it so difficult to reach Arkham Origins. And the reason that I'm even speaking on this again this year is because I do think it's the best Christmas time game. I think you can pop this hoe in. Sorry, I used that expression already. I think you can put Arkham Origins in Christmas time, and you can start playing it and just feel all those good little happy feelings because it's a really good game. It's a really good Batman game on its own. I personally think it is. Now, I know that people have this thing of well, it was weak because of the villain twist. It forced some villain down our throat that we didn't need to see again. If it would have committed to the villain that it suggested in marketing, it would have been much better. I get that, but you know how it is. And also, a lot of people didn't like this one and didn't even consider it canon because they said, well, it wasn't the same Batman. Kevin Conroy didn't play Batman in this one. It was Roger Craig Smith. He did fucking fantastic. He did fantastic as a younger Batman you could tell that this Batman was in a different state, a different part of his life than the Arkham Batman that we know in Asylum, City, and Night, where he's already experienced and he's a badass. This one was a badass, but raw. He was a raw badass. And I felt that anger, that brutality in his voice. And I really loved that about Batman in Arkham Origins. The suit looked bulky, big, like he was ready to fuck somebody up. But again, that's because it's the younger Batman. He's dealing with a lot of these characters for not the first time, some of them, and just, there's a hunt going on his head. He's being hunted, and so he has to turn the tables and hunt them back. And you have the backdrop of a snowy Gotham with Christmas lights. It's Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. It's just fantastic. It doesn't get any better than that. And so when you look at this game, you look at the boss fights. One of the most memorable things about the entire Arkham Origins experience, the boss fights are unique, different, badass. The fight with Deathstroke, talked about a million times because it's so damn good. And when I was going to fight Deathstroke in Batman Arkham Knight, I thought we were going to get something like Origins. And the way that he just bitched Deathstroke, I thought, I wonder if this is like a dig at Arkham Origins, saying like, no, Batman, he would have messed him. This is how good our Batman is compared to your Batman. I don't know. If you love what I do here, gaming discussion, gaming news, gaming lore, story deep dives, Call of Duty, Dispatch, all that stuff. If you really enjoy it and you haven't subscribed yet, I would ask that you consider to subscribe, because we have a goal to hit 30,000 subscribers before we bring in the new year. That gives us a little short window to try to hit that, and it's going to be very, very difficult, but I know with your help we can get there. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I've always felt that it just had this little hate towards Batman Arkham Origins because they didn't really make it. Maybe they didn't want it to be part of their story, and it was forced because of how good maybe Batman Arkham was doing at the time and how popular the character is. They were like, do an Arkham Origins story, and so I think that that's maybe why it happened. But yeah, I don't know. I love Batman Arkham Origins. I love talking about it, and I wanted to talk about it again because I was disappointed in my video last year. I actually think I didn't hit the nail on the head as much as I wanted it to, but I also saw a sort of resurgence for Batman Arkham Origins this year, and specifically around October, November, and I spent a lot of time on Twitter or X because of breaking gaming news updates. A lot of the time when something breaking happens, it's on X, and that's where we choose, we'll cover this or we'll cover that, or we'll talk about this or that. And so I'm spending a lot of time there, and a lot of gaming stuff pops up, or gaming Twitter people pop up, and there was so much debate and conversation around Batman Arkham Origins this year. So many of those people were saying, well, this one was underrated, or Batman Arkham Origins received way too much hate when it released. Batman Arkham Origins needs a true remake. Batman Arkham Origins needs a true remaster. Batman Arkham Origins is maybe the best out of the Arkham games, but nobody pays attention to it. I saw all of that on Twitter. There was so much debate going on around that. And I started thinking to myself, man, first of all, I've loved Arkham Origins since it released. I've loved Arkham Origins for years. You guys are now telling me that this shit is badass. Now you guys want to, you want to mess with it. And I'm not one to like gatekeep. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, like I'm the only one that can like it. No, because I know there's so many people that really do like it, like Ghost. I like Call of Duty Ghost, or what's that other game I like that nobody freaking really likes? I forgot. But Batman Arkham Origins is just one of those games. Like, yeah, it's good, and I'm glad. If anything, I'm glad that it got more recognition this year. If anything, I'm glad that more people are wanting to play it. If anything, I'm glad that people are being introduced to this, because Batman Arkham Origins is so forgotten and kind of pushed to the side so much that someone that goes in that has never played the Batman games, they'll say, okay, let me buy the collection, and they'll play Asylum, The City, and Night, and they'll think, oh, this is fantastic. And they might not even hear or think about Origins because it's really nowhere to be seen. And some people might have gotten introduced to Batman Arkham Origins through those tweets. And if there's more conversation around Batman Arkham Origins, there's more buzz, there's more noise, more people get to play it, more people get to try to enjoy it. I don't know how hard it is to like remaster a game or anything like that. I'm not a game developer. I don't really know about that. I'm just a fan. But I just think that wouldn't it be easy money to remaster Batman Arkham Origins for the PS5 to be able to bring it up just so we can play it natively? Wouldn't that be something that they would want to do? Like just to say, hey, next Christmas, let's just drop this. It'll probably make money. It might change the view that Batman Arkham Origins get. It might be much better today. People might say, oh yeah. Because why? Because we miss Batman. Because we haven't had a Batman game in a long time that has been really good, or that has been in the vein of the Arkham games. We got Batman Arkham Knight in 2015. It was 10 years ago. And then the next thing that we got was fucking Kill the Justice League. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And that was awful. That was terrible. And then you got like Batman Gotham Knights. That was awful. That was terrible. So like drop Batman Arkham Origins, a remastered version that you can play natively on the PS5. Imagine that. Drop that shit for Christmas. Next Christmas 2026. I don't know, bro. But look, all I'm saying is that I saw a lot of people talking about Batman Arkham Origins this year, and I just thought pretty wild, pretty crazy, because I've been talking about it for a minute, and I really love it, and I really like it. And I was just happy to see a lot of people coming around to the idea that Batman Arkham Origins is a really good game. It's a really good game. And if you stop with the critics and all the negativity that comes around it, or if people saying, oh, it's not a good game because of this or because of that, just enjoy it. If you like Batman, just enjoy it. Like, if you like Batman, just enjoy it. How many Batman movies and shows and iterations are there of the character? So damn many. Grab Batman and say, okay, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. Batman Arkham Origins is just another Batman story. It's just another Batman story set in a time where Batman was a little younger, in a time where Bruce Wayne was a little angrier, and set in a time where Batman was a little more bulky and aggressive, and set in a time where Batman, for the first time in his life, was being hunted. There was a price tag on his head and everybody wanted it. And so he had to find out who put that price tag and he had to fight back. He had to turn the tables. It's a really cool fucking story. You meet a lot of cool villains and you have personal boss fights with them. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Batman Arkham Origins again. It is definitely the best Christmas time, the best Christmas type of game out there in my opinion. I would love to see a remaster for this release. Hopefully sometime soon, maybe next year, bring back Batman Arkham Origins into the fold because of all the love that it's been receiving. Have more people play it, have more people enjoy it, have more people give it a try. What do you think? Did you like Batman Arkham Origins when it first released? Or do you really like to ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist and just forget about it 100%?